everybody. GMFB time. Jamie, Manti, Rashad, and Kyle in New York. Rashad, you're not normally here on Thursdays with us. Will this be your first pass at trivia, or are you a bit of a trivia rookie, or have you played with us before?
I've played. I didn't hold down the fort that well, so I get to try to redeem myself.
Played once before.
Get in line.
Get in line, yeah. We hope to redeem yourself. It's going to be San Francisco Bay Area football event related. So everybody emotionally prepare yourself and play along at home when we get there. So Kyle says fine. He'll knock it out of the park anyways.
Yeah, I'll be fine as I always am.
We know. Mike Vrabel's fine. He's often regarded as a player's coach. He's been known as such in his tenure as the Tennessee Titans head coach and now, of course, as the Patriots head coach heading to the Super Bowl once again. This time in his first year wearing the headset for his former team. Vrabel talked about how important this is for him to stay true to himself in front of everyone, including his players.
I think you try to have a core belief in what you do, and I think you try to be consistent with that, but I think you also have to be, authentic. I mean, I think they have to see you be upset, be disappointed, be sad, share personal experiences. It goes all the way back to when, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so whatever we can do to try to help them off the field, grow as men. I mean, there's a lot of great guys in there that are husbands and fathers, and then they're also great players. So we just try to build the player the best that we can.
He looks very comfortable up there, doesn't he, answering those questions, preaching about what he has tried to do in his first year as the head coach with the Patriots. Well, now they're one win away from not tallying Super Bowl 60. So, Rashad, if the Patriots do this, if they take care of business against the Seattle Seahawks, what has to happen for it to go New England's way?
Yeah, Jamie, a lot has to happen, but building off what he said, and you understand this, we all do. Anytime you're building a culture, which he's done, they've come in and revamped the whole entire roster from top to bottom. They brought in 30 new active players to the team. I mean, he's reconstructed the whole entire team, and they're doing it, first and foremost, family attitude, caring about the brother beside you. Now, how they going to do that on the football field is neutralizing their weapons. They got a lot of weapons over there on the Seattle Seahawks offensive side of the ball, and they have to eliminate big plays from Rashid Shaheed coming in, whether it's a reverse, whether it's a punt return, kick return, eliminate big plays by him. They need to keep JS in a phone booth, making it a physical game. Davis and Gonzalez going to have their hands full. They need to be physical up front, too, and gap sound in the run game. As a runner, and I'm sure you understand this as a linebacker, if you're not gap sound, we can have heyday. If your gap sound, is a long day running the ball, and I think it's going to be a chess match. And Drake Maye, we just need to see consistency from him. We need to see the regular season Drake Maye. I know he wants to see that. I know that.
And they are good at doing one thing and not the other. And that's the case for almost every defense. Either it's good against the run and bad against the pass, and good against the pass and bad against the run. When I'm looking at the Patriots defense, and if you want to have success against the Seattle Seahawks offense that has all those weapons, the number one thing you have to do is take away the run. You need to stop the run. So there are three things that I think they need to do. Stop the run. Number two, stop the run. And then number three, call Matt Patricia and ask him what they did in the last Super Bowl that they won, where they beat the Rams 13-3. And this is why. The Rams offense that Sean McVay ran that year in 2018 is very, very similar to the offense that Coach Kubiak runs with the Seattle Seahawks. In 2018, the Rams were the #3 rushing offense in the league. They had Todd Gurley, who had the third most rushing yards that year. What did they do in that Super Bowl? Well, they held the Rams team to 62 yards rushing. They beat them 13-3, and they were dominant against the run. Yes, there's Jackson Smith and Jigbo. Yes, he's gonna make his plays, but you can't run a defense trying to guard both. If you do that, you're going to get creased. And so the number one priority, KB, when I'm looking at this defense is you have to stop the run. And this is when you look at that man, Christian Gonzalez, which we just saw on the TV, and say, hey, this is why you're one of the best. We're going to put you on islands at times. And when we do, we're counting on you to come up big for our team.
Yeah, this is, I like this question a lot because we're getting close to the game now. I know it's Thursday, but the game's going to be here before we know it. The Patriots win the Super Bowl. I've been doing a lot of reading lately, guys. Just, how are people feeling about the game? I'm reading about the game, reading a lot of opinions, different networks, our network, that type of thing. And based on what I'm reading, the Patriots win the Super Bowl if the Seahawks don't show up to the game? Like maybe they go to the wrong stadium or they type it in the GPS wrong. Like maybe they put in Levi's store instead of Levi's Stadium. It takes them to the mall, and then the Patriots just win because the Seahawks don't show up. That appears to be the only way the Patriots will win based on what I'm seeing. Let's just usher in some of the thoughts here. We go to some of our friends at ESPN, not picking on ESPN, they're the worldwide leader, but just look at this. All these Seahawks, Stefania Bell, shout out the top, total respect. Seahawks, Jeremy Fowler, Seahawks, Orlovsky on the bottom, Seahawks. The Patriots offense isn't good enough to beat the Seattle defense. You think that's all the opinions I run up? It's not even close. Page two, if you please.
Oh, no.
Seahawks. These are like, they're insiders, they're numbers guys, they're analysts, they're every single species of the ESPN machine is saying Seahawks, and we'll keep going. Like, I'm having a really hard time finding. Look at my guy Booger, Super Bowl 60. How do the Patriots generate enough offense to make this game? There is no matchup on paper where you say, man, I like the Patriots' chances there. If Patriots win, put Vrabel in the Hall of Fame as coach right after the game. I don't know if Booger's saying he should be in before Belichick now, because that would really be something. So those are people who talk about the game for a living or professionals. What about just Joe Lunchpail, who just watches the game? What about just fans? Certainly they. All right, this guy, James Herbert. Seattle is literally going to blow the Patriots out. They cannot match up. Seattle weapons. The Patriots don't have any. This is not Tom Brady versus Russell Wilson again. Come on, somebody give me a chance. A chance for the Patriots. Who's next? Karen, not Karen. Seahawks are going to beat the Patriots by 87 points.
Yeah, but
Karen's
it's Karen from
predicting
Buffalo.
a 96-9. Yes, Karen from Buffalo. I mean, guys, this is an incredible thing, and I'm not just picking these out. It's an overwhelming. This guy, Caleb, are about to beat the Patriots so easily, it's not even going to be fun to watch. I just want to remind you guys, over the last 3 months, the Patriots have lost one game. They've lost one game, and it was a game that they were winning 21-0 over Buffalo and just messed up and fumbled away, and Josh Allen went nuclear, and they ended up – that's it. All they do is win and pick apart all the people they play and all the quarterbacks. They just don't really know what it's like to play a game and, like, it didn't work out for us today. We didn't have it. They always have it. So I know the matchups are over, favor Seattle maybe, and the talent and the roster and the eye test for sure. But it's just like, if you know ball, don't you know the Patriots are going to show up for this game and they're going to compete and they're going to fight? There is not a single part of me, a single part that says this is going to be a big-time blowout. I do not think the Seattle Seahawks are winning by double digits. I don't even know if Seattle Seahawks are winning. We'll get to that next week. But really, if you think the Patriots, this Mike Vrabel team is going to lose 36-13, you're not seeing the same sport that I am.
I'm actually pretty proud of society at this point, because they could have rolled their eyes at that Patriots logo being in the Super Bowl, and instead of just assuming that the cast of characters is the same, they understand that this Patriots logo is different, and they are going up against a very good Seattle Seahawks team. I asked you this, Kyle. You referenced the last 3 months. We have gone on and on and on in the month of January about how well we know Sam Darnold's story. We, at this point, know his makeup. We think we know what he's about as a quarterback. What do you feel like you know about Drake Maye? Because he's about to become the youngest quarterback to ever start a Super Bowl. He could usurp Ben Roethlisberger as the youngest to win one. What have you seen from Drake Maye? Because we only have a 2-year sample size at this point to know what his quality of quarterback caliber is going into a Super Bowl.
Good under pressure. You know, you run at him, you get a free runner, your D-line beats the O-line, and he's under pressure. Really good. Not only really
Played the first-ranked defense in Seattle Seahawks, and yet they win. Yet Drake Maye continues to look. I mean, last week, with all of the weather factor into everything, it was a struggle for both sides. However, Drake Maye under pressure has been phenomenal. I look at Sam Darnold on the other side, and I look at this equation and which variable is the one that I look at and see which one is the one that I'm thinking is not the most certain to me. When I look at Sam Darnold, he's either really hot or he's really, really cold. And if I am the Patriots, number one, I'm hoping that he's really, really cold. And if I can't hope that he's really, really cold, I'm going to try to put him in situations that I can make him colder than he is hot. And so, number one, take away the run. Exactly what I said. Force him to get into pass situations and let your front eat. That is the best way to take away that variable with Sam Darnold when he's at his best. Sam Darnold is at his best when he has a run game and he has a play-action pass game. When he has to drop back and go to a 3 or a 5 or a 7-step drop and analyze defense, that is not where he's at his best. If you play Seattle when they're not at their best, Rashad, they should have a great chance at making this a great game. And don't be surprised, I don't know about 87 points. Holy smokes, Karen. That was a lot.
That's crazy. Hey, Drake Maye, matter of fact. With some respect to Drake. Now, Drake, honestly, he is the guy that now I don't think about music every time I hear the name Drake, right?
No,
yeah. You know, I actually think
he's
football.
eliminated
Drake.
your expectations.
Yeah, y'all know
that's huge.
exactly.
Yes.
That's a big
Okay.
deal. So give him a lot of credit and respect because we know that artist has been doing some phenomenal things. Now, but I do want to point out this. He's 6'4", he can scramble, he extends plays, he's been consistent. He's a guy you can count on. And when we talk about the playoffs, he has had a harder route to the Super Bowl, I believe, than some other teams. You can downplay what happened in the regular season, but hey, this is where we at. We're in the postseason. But this is the thing about that I think a lot of people can get behind in excitement is because the last 3 teams to win a Super Bowl were all underdogs, which are the Patriots. And also, Drake Maye, say what you will, 9-0 on the road this season. And that is an accomplishment. And guess where they are? On the road, underdogs. Drake Maye, look for him to have a huge game.
We have an affinity for Drake Maye here on the show. About a year ago, we mentioned we had him on before the Patriots were not playing in the last Super Bowl. Kyle, if you remember, you really put him in a blender for a second because you asked him, Drake, you are one of the generation of people, of young men, of young athletes that really hold LeBron James in high regard, but you're also a North Carolina guy. So you asked him, Michael Jordan or LeBron. And Kyle, do you remember his answer? Because maybe that should help you pick who wins a Super Bowl.
I don't, because anybody who doesn't say Jordan, I don't respect their answer.
Well,
so,
you should
I don't
respect
remember.
him then,
Maybe I
because he
blanked it
said
out.
Jordan. Of course he said Jordan.
Good.
He
See,
said, exactly.
I knew it.
Exactly. So just keep that in mind when you're picking your team before you send out those tweets about the Patriots Seahawks Super Bowl 60. Moving on. Kyle mentioned we've got great guests on the show. This is